Hi everyone, my name is Nikki and welcome to my channel. I am here today to tell you that it is 1000% possible for you to get a labor and delivery position as a new grad, because I am sitting here as your prime example, and I am here today to share my story and to hopefully help some of you guys get your dream positions as well. So if you're interested in that, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and let's start on this video. My first tip is to look into joining a new grad residency program, because through these programs, units actually hire new grads into specialty areas. So that might be a great way to get into one. Obviously, to get into a new grad program, you're going to need to pass the NCLEX. So I do have a video about how I passed the NCLEX in 60 questions and some tips to help you guys do the same. So if you're interested in that, I'll link it up in the cards. I'm currently in a residency program, and that's how I got into labor and delivery. I know all nurse residency programs are different, but the way that mine was set up is that for the first 10 weeks of the program, we rotated through a lot of the different specialties. So they gave us options and you checked off on a piece of paper where you wanted to go. And obviously labor and delivery was one of my units that I wanted to rotate through because that's where I wanted to get hired. So it gives you an opportunity to introduce yourself to the manager, get to know the staff nurses, get your face and name out there, and show what kind of person you are, that you can help out, that you can go with the flow, that you can fit in. And it was a really great opportunity because some of my preceptors that I had when I was rotating to the unit actually mentioned to the nurse manager that they thought that I would be a good fit for the unit. So I think it's a great opportunity for exposure. I know there are a lot of pros and cons to nurse residency programs, so if you guys want me to make a more in-depth video about new grad programs and what mine is like and what I think of them, then let me know in the comments down below. Going off of that is my second tip. Be a little bit annoying, be present, email them often, ask questions, and make yourself known. Make your passion known and let them know that this is where you really want to be. You want to be remembered. You want people to know that you really want the job. So the day before I would rotate to labor and delivery, I emailed the manager. I said, "Hi, my name is Nikki. I'm interested in working on your unit. I'm going to be there tomorrow, and I would love to sit down and talk to you about your unit and what your needs are," or something like that. And it shows that you have incentive, that you are motivated, and that you're passionate, and that you really want to be in there. This also applies after you interview. So before I got hired into labor and delivery, I went through 2 interviews. One interview was the interview into the new grad program, where we interviewed in front of all of the managers of all of the units. So after that interview, I emailed especially the manager that I was interested in. So I thanked her for the opportunity, and I, made it a little bit more personal and included something that we talked about during the interview, and it kind of reinforces their memory of you. Another thing that you can do during the interview is bring a cover letter. For me, the application didn't require a cover letter, but I wrote one anyway because it's a way for them to get to know you. A resume is just facts on a piece of paper. It's where you went to school, some things you've done, whatever. That doesn't really matter. A cover letter can help you stand out, especially when not everyone is bringing one. So if you write a cover letter, make it unique. You can Google some tips. I can share some tips with you guys in a future video about how to write a unique cover letter, and it can really make a difference in standing out. I interviewed for this residency program that started in August in May, and my first day on the unit, I introduced myself to the manager, and she said, "Oh yeah, you gave me a cover letter, right?" And she remembered some of the things that I wrote on there. So I think it's actually a really good idea to write a cover letter and to present one, even if it's not required for your application. And then lastly, ask as many questions as you can. Sometimes I struggle to come up with questions, but I would just, have something, especially when you're talking to the nurse manager of your desired unit. I would always ask questions. It makes you seem interested. It makes you seem informed sometimes, even though you're asking a question, you can sneak in something that maybe not everyone knows. It just makes you seem interested and intrigued and curious. and that's an attractive quality in a nurse. Next, you also just want to express your passion and make it personal. If you have a personal story about why you want to be a labor and delivery nurse or anything like that, like for example, I talked about how someone that I knew had a baby when I was in nursing school. She broke down in tears crying about how great the nurses were and how much she loved them and how grateful she was for them. And I brought this up to the nurse manager during one of my interviews, and I said, I want to be that nurse. I want to make a difference in people's lives. It's such a privilege to be a part of an intimate experience like that, and I want to be the person that makes it better for them and that makes them remember this moment. And I get emotional talking about it, and I think showing that passion and that emotion really helps to stand out as well. My next tip is to feed your passion and increase your knowledge in the specialty that you want to be in. So I really wanted to join a professional nursing organization when I was a student, but one, I didn't have the money, and two, I didn't have the time to really utilize the resources that they provide. So I regret not being able to do that. But if you don't have the time or the money for a professional nursing organization membership, there are plenty of other ways for you to stay informed and stay up to date. For example, I follow many nursing Instagram pages, which, you know, obviously you have to watch where they get their sources from, but it's a way for me to integrate learning and keeping up to date into my everyday life. You can also find blogs, even watch YouTube videos. There's lots of ways to consume content that is educational and informative and that will help you get ahead in your career. When you consume content that feeds your passion and increases your knowledge, you can use that information to leverage yourself or to make yourself seem more knowledgeable, to make yourself seem like a better candidate. So I would highly recommend that. So there's ways around not being able to afford a professional nursing organization, because I feel you, I was broke in nursing school, but I would highly, highly recommend finding ways to increase your knowledge base. Because I don't know about you guys, but my maternity section in nursing school was abysmal. It was like 2 weeks long of school and like one test. And there's so many things that I learned through other platforms and through other sources that I never heard of in nursing school. So you can't rely on your nursing school education to prepare you for your dream specialty in labor and delivery, because they're preparing you to pass the NCLEX, and maternity nursing is just a tiny little part of the NCLEX. Although joining a professional nursing organization is obviously more appealing on a resume and gives you the opportunity to network, any way that you can find to increase your knowledge and to further your education is very valuable, and it can prove useful in a number of situations. You can bring up things that other people don't know about because you did the research and they didn't. It can set you apart from other candidates very easily. And then lastly, like I said at the beginning of this video, don't give up. It is so possible for you to land your dream position, and I would just hate it if you let other nurses get in your head and submit to that 1 or 2 years in med-surg that you might not even need. So I can't guarantee that you're gonna get into labor delivery as a new grad, but if you don't try, you definitely won't. And I'm here to tell you that it's possible, that you should go for it, and that you don't have to do a year of med-surg before you get into labor and delivery or any specialty. So I know I keep telling you guys not to give up, but I mean it. If you work towards your goals, you will get there, I promise. So with that, I'm gonna end this video on a good note, saying that you will become a labor and delivery nurse if that's what you wanna be. I hope you guys found some value in the tips that I had to share today. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and helps me to grow my channel so that I can continue to provide you guys with my insights and my advice and share my story with you. So with that, thanks for watching and good luck.